This is a video for the Dungeoneering puzzles. Here is on the left is the formal name of the puzzles according to Mercenary Wiki. That's what I use, and to the right is what I use for when each video starts. The ones in red are the ones I recommend you to take a look at. All the others are pretty much straightforward, but you can look through all if you want. This is a Sentinel Seeker room. You'd have to get across the other side without being spotted by the center eye. You will knock out the Seeker spawn from behind in order to get to them. You should probably go in the direction of where the eye is turning, so you get through, past them without being spotted. This is another puzzle that I did not get footage of. There's probably either one or no more after this. In this one, you come out through a door, actually on the bottom side, and then you have to be able to get pickpocket the brute without waking them up. If you were to run over the glass on the floor, it'll wake them up. So instead, you should actually stand on the spot, left click on the floor, moving one step, and then after you stop moving, left click again on another spot, and then after you stop moving, then click again to get off it. And then you'd have to pickpocket this brute from this side, so you'd actually have to do this again to get across. Pickpocket him, and then pickpocket him, and then you try to pickpocket him, and then basically pickpocket all of them. And then once you're done, you'll have to try to get to the door, and then hopefully one of the keys will be it. There's a chance that they will wake up while you're pickpocketing, so hopefully it does not happen. This is sliding tiles. Basically, you will have to try to get them to have a correct circle. I put through this video because it's really done really quickly. You just click and it goes in one direction of the general flow of how you click in order to get them to form a circle. You just really click, and once you understand this, you can do this really fast. This is sliding statues. There are 4 squares, and on 2 of them are static, you cannot move them, and the other 2, which is the south one, you match the north one with by pushing or pulling the statues. There are 2 distinct statues on each square, and you have to make sure you match the correct kind of statue. This is the 3 statue weapons. There's chisels in another room, and then you mine stone from the some location on the wall, and then you chisel into a weapon depending on which statue is missing the weapon. In this case, it will be the warrior, so you make him a sword, and you click on the sword and open the door. This is a 10 statue weapon. Unfortunately, in this, since I'm soloing, there's only 6 of them. Normally, if you're in 5-5, you'll have all 6 of them, or all 10 of them. And in this case, there is a statue in front of another statue facing each other. One of them will have a weapon, the other one will not. What you have to do is give the weaponless statue the correct weapon so that they are the superior weapon of the combat triangle. And then after you give it to all of them, they will beat the other statue, and then you can pass. This is the Follow the Leader puzzle. In here, you'd have one fully functional statue for each person on your team, and everyone would have to be on the tiles to follow the leader's emote. Shakehead is the only one which does not have its name matching its emote in normal the emote list. The rest of them look the same. And this use match their emote 3 times, and you'll be able to pass the door. This I was lucky, so they're all the same emote. This is Lever's room. There are 5 switches, and then in a 5 party, each person would have to be on a switch, and then pull it at the same time. I would count on from 1 to 3 and pull on 3. In this case, since I'm soloing, I have to pull all of them. The more people you have, the short time you have to pull each of the switches. This is the flip tile room. There are methods so that you can flip all of these to same colors without having to force them, but that's too much effort to actually do and know. So what I just do is just pull all the tiles to the bottom in one direction, as you see right now. I'm pulling all of them so I try to get them to the bottom, and once they're there will be no more than 3 tiles that are of the incorrect color, and I will just force those incorrect colors to the right color, and it's worth the effort just to force them, because you'll take a long time trying to figure out how to do them correctly otherwise. This is the Monolith. There's shades that come up once you activate the Monolith, and they attack the Monolith, lowering the charge, but you have to keep them off the Monolith by attacking those so they do not lower the charge and let it go to 100%. Once the everyone should stand around the Monolith so that no one stands over shade, blocking the shade and preventing people from noticing fast enough. If you are low on health, you should still attack the shade, just not first. But if you are full on health and have food, you should definitely go for the shade first. Otherwise, you'll only cause other people to fear going to the shade and then dying together because no one's helping. This is the ghost room. There is one particular soul. There's a soul that hops between ghosts, and you have to figure out which ghost has it. And then you start piling onto that one. If you attack one that does not have the soul in it, then it'll have very high defense and very hard to hit. If a ghost starts attacking you from a distance, then you should either get out or pray magic, but getting out is better, because then it'll just waste prayer, and they hurt a lot if you don't have pray magic on and they're maging at you. And everyone attacking the shade, there is one that's everyone who's not being attacked by the ghost but is attacking ghosts should probably have soul split on so that they can regenerate health to save on food, especially if you're able to flash. This is suspicious grooves. You have to get across this. There are 4 grooves per row, and one of them will be, only one of them will be safe. What I'm doing now is teleporting when I take damage. This is so that I would save on food. Once I notice I'm wrong, I just spam click the teleport button, and I'll teleport to my gates, and then I won't take any damage. This is a bit troublesome because you have to drop the Keystone every time, but it works, so it saves your food. So that's what I do when I can, unless I have the gate ready for this. This is Crystal Puzzle. We loop twice because it's rather fast. What I do is I turn one on and then time the next one so that the second, third, and fourth will be together. This, the way I time it is I step onto the space before Lodestone, and they pause for short moments that I feel, and then I just click on to activate the next one. It's about like a 0.6 second pause before you click and open the next one. You could just skip the second one and go to the third one right away, and that would allow you to get those 2 right. Then you try the other 2 after that. This is Toxin Maze. There are actually several kinds of maze in this one. I just click the switch. In general, I try to go counterclockwise and then go through any doors, portals that I can see that goes towards the center. It turns out there's no more that goes towards the center. I go one that goes outer, and then from there try to get back into the center. In this case, the counterclockwise was blocked off by a block there, as you can see. So I went clockwise and tried to make my way there. This is really more of the more you practice, the better feel you get of it. You should try to angle your camera so that you can see your path, so you know if any blocks come out. After you open the chest and the puzzle is done, all the blocks goes away, so all you have to do is get outside. This is Pondskaters. There are 4 of them. One of them have the key in their mouth. When they go to the center, one of them open the mouth, and that's who you'll know you're supposed to try to catch. Click on that one, and then pay attention to which one it is, because suddenly the character stops moving, and and then you have to click again to try to get the key out of the correct Pondskater's mouth. You will need a fishing rod, don't need feathers, to catch the correct one. This is fishing ferrets. What you do is catch vile fishes from the pond, and then you just cook them on the fire over there. And once you got them, you throw them onto the tiles, try to lure the ferret to it. The ferret actually moves diagonal first and then straight to where you click, so you're actually able to do what I just did, because I know he'll move diagonal first then straight, and then I'll toss on to the next one. You can also toss a bit earlier, because then you can't toss a bit early and they go after. The maximum valve fish required is 3, but I always get one more than what is required just in case I burn. This is color ferrets. It's one person should stick to a ferret and try not to interfere with each other. The ferret will move away from you within a 2 space radius. So if you're right next to him, or if you 1 space away, then it will move away from you. If you are diagonal from it in any way, then it will move diagonally. If you are in a cardinal direction from it, north, east, southwest, then it will go straight. This here is right now, go straight. You have to sometime make a sound at them to get them off the wall, and then throw there. There's rotating bookcases. You have to match the 4 colored books that goes between those rotating bookshelves into the wall bookshelves and match the color. What I do is I pay attention to the sides of them, so in this case the green and the yellow, and I try to get the books into both of those, because if you get both of those in there, then the other 2, the middle 2, will follow suit, and it shouldn't be too hard after that. This is in ×2 speed. This is the magic construct. You pick up the chisel and you take a rock out of the crate, and then you cut it to a piece of body part that the construct is missing, and then you enchant it with runecrafting, and then you put it onto the construct, and then to send them off to open it. What I usually do is, since in this case it takes a while to get to there, I often teleport out here, do something else for a short moment, and come back. In this case, I'm opening the door, and then after I open the door, I'll come back, and that's about roughly when the door is ready, and then I can continue on my way, saving a bit of time from waiting for the construct to move to get through the doors. This is Lodestone Power. What I do in here you get the lodestone at the front of the room, pick it up, and then you have to get to the other side. There'll be a glowing sphere that can envelop you and then hurt you heavily and take you out. So what I do is I drop my gatestone here at one side, I go off to the other side, I step onto it, and then once the sphere appears, I teleport again, and then I just go straight across. I make sure to drop my gatestone again. If this was a group gate, I wouldn't have to make another one, and I just pick up afterwards, but in this case, I did use my own personal gate. So then with the lodestone, you put it onto that and charge it up, and you teleport to get out. Well, almost out. You have to still pick up your gatestone if it's group gatestone, and then run away to the door. This is the collapsing room. It's basically a bunch of rocks you have to mine through, and there are some pillars that you can repair so that you can prevent the rock from following you. In this case, I ignored the first one because I didn't have to go back, but while digging through to it, I repair this one just in case this second one, second rock does not break, and then the rock could fall and kill me. So I basically just mine through and repair the pillars if needed. This is the Winch Bridge. You have to grab meat corn from the crate and a broken head, and then you just repair the broken metal, and then you spin the meat corn into string, and then you attach them together. You throw them across the chasm to the, well, after you throw them, and then you have to operate the winch, and then after a few seconds, you'll be able to cross it. This is Ramokee Familiars. There are a mage, a ranger, a warrior, and a healer Ramokee. You should take out the Skin Weaver, which is the healer first, otherwise it'll heal all the other monsters. In this case, I was lucky enough to be blocked off from the warrior by the center obelisk, but I would recommend having Entangle runes to keep it away from you, because it'll hurt pretty heavily if two attack styles start attacking on you. This is just a solo, so 1-1, so it's not very bad, but if it's on the 5-5 large, it'll hurt a lot. So after, what I do is kill the Skin Weaver, and then the Death Slinger, or the Stormbringer second, and then the melee, the warrior will be last. And everyone should be piling on the same one to make sure they take them out as fast as you can, so that you wouldn't have as much enemy Ramokees killing you. This is the Mercenary Leader. There's one particular monster here which is called the Mercenary Leader. The leader should mark them, so the Mercenary Leader, so that everyone knows who they should be attacking. What I like to do in here is make my gates stone and teleport, so that the rangers and the meleeers, the warriors, won't be able to attack me, or at least less likely, because at the higher levels these can hurt quite a lot. But here it's not really needed because it's pretty low level, and the minions don't do very much damage at all. This is the Hunter Ferret. What I do is I grab a certain amount of branches depending on how the room is shaped, because the way the ferret works is if no one's in the room or if it doesn't notice anyone, it will try to go to the center of where it is at, either from the north, but it can't get stuck in the north, the south, the west, or the east direction. So what I do is just put it in all directions, that's all the cardinals directions away from it, put down the traps, and then once traps are done, I would get out of the room and then wait for the ferrets to fall into a trap and pick it up and This is a Fremennik Camp. There are 3 skills. You'll need a hammer to fix the bars. You'll need a knife to cut the woods, and then you just cook the fish, and then use. This is the Enigmatic Hoardstalker. It's basically a riddle room. You should right-click the Hoardstalker and ask for the riddle, and depending on what it is, you'll give it the item. In this case, ask for bowstring, and that's when I give it to him. If you certain items, you can actually give your own items to him, and then it'll still work. For example, if it asks for coins, you give your own coins. It doesn't take your coins, but you can. It'll still open the door. Same applies for using salvio for the cave eel. And the rooms, there's food in the bottom, bottom right, and there's items in the bottom left, and there's items in the top right. This is the barrel room. You basically push the barrels to try to get the center barrel on. Well, first you have to repair the barrel by grabbing a piece. You take a hammer and repair it, and then you have to push the barrels to try to fill the barrel with water. If there's 2 people, one at each end, and then push the barrel. Otherwise, if you're soloing, you should stay at the center and then be prepared to click and push the barrel away. You don't have to. In the end, you don't have to put the barrel onto the pressure pad. This is the agility maze. You have to step over suspicious grooves, go past the spinning saw blade, jump over the swinging ball, and then go past the spinning blade. You should make sure you don't go onto the spinning blade, otherwise you can be hit by 600. I take several steps to make sure that I don't get hit by it, and after you get across, you should open the door and then continue on. This is the Keystone Bridge. This is another segment where I don't have actual recording. Once you get in here, you'll arrive outside the door. There is a rock here which you'll have to mine, and then there's actually a chisel that used to be near the door. With this piece of rock that you mined and the chisel, you chisel the rock into a keystone, and then you use it onto this the gap, and then it'll make a bridge so you can get across. This is the broken plank. Basically, you jump across the bridge. At least someone you're probably supposed to be able to. Once you jump across the bridge, then you continue on as I would prefer, or you can repair the take 5 planks out of the crates and repair the bridge. This is actually the first time in a month that I ever actually repaired it, since I never really needed to, and people could just group gate across. This is return the flow. There are 4 pillars and 4 rocks, or at least it can be. If there are rocks, you have to mine them out of the way. If the pillars aren't flowing, then you have to fix them with a hammer and mine the rock with a pickaxe in order to get the flow to the center, and then you can continue. This is Grapply Tightrope. You have to take the broken metal piece and meat corn. You repair the metal piece and you spin the meat corn into string, which then you attach to the fixed metal head, and then you throw across the chasm, and then you tightrope over it and get across. This is a statue bridge. You just mine a piece of rock from the rock, and then you use it on the statue, which will repair it, and then you will just easily push it across, and then the bridge will fix itself, and then you cross. This is the Poltergeist. You should read the sarcophagus in the center, and then you have the name of the herb you need. Then you pick 4 of the herb that you need. You clean them, and then you put them onto the sensors and then you light them on fire. Then after the 4 of them are lit on fire, you open the sarcophagus, and then you can continue. This is the unhappy ghost. You'll have to take the jewelry and place it into the jewelry box. You have to open the sarcophagus and bless it. You'll have to repair one of the pots, and you have to repair one of the damaged pillar before you can continue. This is the colored recess. You should pull a block on top of each of the recess, and then you take each of the 4 colors from a wall, and with those 4 you put them into the correct block for that color. If you are under attack, it is possible to grab the colors out, but it becomes very hard, so you'll probably need help if there are other aggressive monsters in the room. This is the plant room. As you see, I type in YBPR. This is because the order that the plants go is yellow, blue, purple, then red. The large flower changes colors fast compared to all the others, but the small ones are slower and they all change at the same time. So what you should do is anticipate the correct color by using YBPR to get ahead of it. If you see that the center is yellow, but one of the flowers blue, you should probably go for that one because it will soon catch up to it. If, for example, it was yellow and the flower you're next to is red, then that means that's a bad one to go to, because that's pretty much the longest way they'll take because how far away it is.